we will promote you next year, or we will give you 20% hike or 30% hike in your salary after 6 months or in the next appraisal cycle, or we will give you a bigger role or better role, or the role in the specific technical stack that you're looking for, we will give you after this project gets done. So these are the kind of promises that are made in the real world a lot of times to us by our bosses, or if you are a boss, you make such promises to your team members. And a lot of times the promises are backed up by a lot of conviction that, okay, as a boss, I have a lot of conviction that I will be probably able to give this person a specific role this person is asking for, or the salary hike this person is aspiring to get. But a lot of times these promises are baseless, wherein the person who is giving the promise is not even in a position to give that promise just on his own, because there are so many stakeholders in the process who are required to give the approval before you get a certain thing done, right? So as an employee, it's very important for you to understand that if your boss is giving you a certain promise or a certain commitment, you analyze it very logically. And a lot of people just go by trust, right? They trust their boss that, okay, if my boss has said something, this is probably going to happen. While the intent may be there are so many actors or parameters in the system that you can't just go by the word of your manager. And let me take an example. If your boss comes and tells you somebody in the team is leaving, why don't you take up additional responsibility of that role as well? Which means today you're doing a role, somebody else is leaving, so you take another role as an additional responsibility. Now your boss can also tell you that, okay, we will help you build a team under you, we will hire people under you. That is how you take additional responsibility, by delegating. And that is how you prove yourself, perform, and then next year we will promote you. So this is like first perform the role and then we'll promote you kind of a model, which typically a lot of corporates follow. Now in this example, if everything goes as per plan, which means the happy path, which means you take the role, you hire somebody, you groom them, delegate the work, and then you perform the role, and then you get promoted after a year. So that's the happy path. Nothing wrong with it. But this particular promise or commitment from your boss may or may not work if certain things change. For example, what if your boss actually resigns just before the appraisal, or maybe after 6 months you are into the role? Your boss goes and resigns and joins some other company, which means now you get a new boss. And now a new boss may have a different thought process, or you might need to explain what happened in the past. Now it depends on how this new person operates, whether your promotion will happen or not is a question mark. While earlier with the previous boss, it was quite certain. So moral of the story is, when promises are made to you, you have to look at the larger picture and assess few things in the ecosystem. And please make a note of these points. Point number 1, please evaluate your self-worth. Ask yourself questions like, do I really deserve this? What is so critical about me or about my role that my boss is ready to promise a specific salary increment, an on-site role, or a promotion, etc. Ask yourself, am I really worthy, or is this role really worthy? If the answer is yes, then the foundation is set. Move on to point number 2, which is, why is this particular role or decision important for my boss? If somebody is giving you a promise, why is it important for them now? Are they under pressure? Am I the only person who can do this job? Which means there's nobody else who can pick it up right now. And whether this particular role or job will be as important for them as it is today, will it be important for them after 1 year? So ask these critical questions, look at the ecosystem and try to understand the importance of the role today and the importance of the role 1 year down the line. And point number 3, if the promise is about, let's say, an on-site opportunity, then there are so many actors or stakeholders involved. There is an on-site manager involved, there is a client manager involved, there is visa process involved. There are other people in the team who might have visas, those people are involved. So consider all of those parameters and think whether it is really feasible for your boss to give you an on-site opportunity in the next X months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Is it really possible? Is it really going to happen? Just don't go by his word that, okay, we'll send you on-site. Point number 4, if the promise is done for a promotion or a next level role, Then identify what is the promotion process in your company. At whatever level you are, from that level to the next level, what does it really take to get to that level? Is a certification required? Is a training required? Which means, is there a specific eligibility criteria? Is there an application process required? Is there an interview required? There can be so many things required. It is not just the word of your manager that, okay, I will get you promoted. You need to also understand the process and whether you really qualify for that or not. And point number 5, other stakeholders in the system, do they really agree or will they really approve that particular initiative? For example, if your boss is promising you a specific salary increment, is he the only stakeholder who's going to decide that? Or is there a HR who is involved, whose approval will be needed? Is there another senior leader or your boss's boss involved who will actually approve the entire salary increment? So understand all those stakeholders and actors in the process, because it may not just be your boss's approval who will get you that increment. And these people need to agree, these people need to approve, then only it will happen. So that's another important aspect which you need to consider. And last but not the least, who are the competitors in the ecosystem? You have colleagues who are your competitors, who may be gunning for the same thing. They may be gunning for the same promotion. They may be gunning for the same role, etc. So how are you positioned with respect to the competition? That is your realistic view of what are the realistic chances that you will succeed. So you need to keep all these things in mind when anybody gives you any promise, and you will be able to evaluate your situation very well because you are inside that company, inside that team. Nobody else from outside can actually guide you or tell you, because people from outside won't know how it really works in that particular team or in that particular project. All right. So be very careful when promises are made. Do consider these points. I hope these points will help you make a very informed decision. And I'm sure there are many more parameters that we should consider. If you have thought of few, let me know that in comments. I'll be happy to read and respond to them. If you think this video is going to be helpful, do share it in your network. I'll see you in another video soon. Take care and bye for now.